Hey everybody, Jason and John here, Everyday Crypto, sponsored by CryptoTaxShield.com. Jason, I know it's been a little bit. I was down with the sickness for a little bit, but I appreciate you stepping in today and getting an episode on the books.
John, glad you're feeling better,
Yeah,
man.
thanks, man. Let's get started with something that's probably pretty obvious to most people that are sort of looking at crypto. Bitcoin over the past few days has been struggling a little bit, and I just thought maybe we'll start there and kind of set you loose and see what your take is on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I could, please, if you find any educational or entertainment value in this at all, please like and subscribe. It helps us help you.
Yep.
I truly appreciate it. And we are not financial advisors. Please do your own research.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, the last 3 weeks have been really interesting. Bitcoin lasted past 45,000, which was super bullish, but it couldn't hold it. So now we're back down to about 39,000.
Okay.
I imagine this is going to be the story for the rest of the year. Bitcoin's going to bounce between $30,000 and $45,000.
Okay.
And I think stock market's going to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Gold's going to do the same. It's just all relative to what's going on in the microeconomic situations with the Feds imminently are going to continue to increase interest rates, which is always bad for investments.
Right.
And I think the war and all that other stuff kind of comes into play.
Sure.
So that's pretty much where I think we're going to be for the rest of the year. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. This thing could take off at any given second, but
yeah,
there are some really interesting things going on, though.
Mm-hmm.
So Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Right.
Everyone knows that Elon carries Bitcoin on all of his company's balance sheets.
Right.
There's a lot of speculation that Elon and the original founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who is also insanely interactive within crypto, like he left Twitter to become more involved in the development of Bitcoin technology.
Right.
So I think there's probably something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably see something happen with Twitter and crypto in general.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's kind of where I feel Bitcoin is right now.
Yeah, I also when you sort of look at the macro level too, we got midterm elections coming up. Those in power currently are going to probably try to hold on to some sort of stasis, No, but look, when you look at sort of when things are not going always well, there's always some room for opportunities. There's always some pockets of things that people are missing probably when they just sort of go and hide in their hidey hole. Do you see anything on the horizon there? Can you give some insight onto maybe some stuff that's off the beaten path, perhaps?
It's a great point, John. It really is. So in my personal investment history, my best investments have always come out of times like this.
I see.
Most people just kind of turn off and start doing other things and wait for the excitement to come back, and they come rushing back in.
Right.
But the true investors, they don't stop grinding. And true wealth is truly generated in times like this because you're buying things on the discount. The true believers don't stop buying right now. They just dollar cost average, buy, right? And then when the thing does take off again, they've got a much bigger bag to explode, right?
Right.
But yeah, there are amazing opportunities right now in crypto. I get phone calls and emails from people all the time now. Hey man, what's going on with crypto? Blah, blah, blah. And it used to be, I go play poker, and a year ago, everyone's like, crypto. And now people are like, crypto.
Right.
But there's amazing things going on. Like the amount of adoption that's going on right now. I think the Republic of Africa, which is like a country within Africa,
yep,
just legalized Bitcoin as tender, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many countries right now who are doing the same thing. I imagine a year from now, most of Africa, most of South America, imagine Russia, imagine like it's not stopping. So I don't think the price is reflective of the adoption.
Right.
And that's actually a good thing for investors. It's a good opportunity to buy in. But I have focused, I've always said that crypto gaming is going to be the next big wave.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been hyper focused in on that. And I've noticed these trends are getting very strong.
Mm-hmm.
AAA gaming within crypto is right around the corner. Like literally there are probably weeks to maybe a month or two between 2 or 3 massively AAA games that are going to come out, Illuvium being one of them.
Oh, okay, good.
And I've noticed, I don't know if you know what a Players Guild is, but
I've heard of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So investors, they buy these NFTs. They don't have time to play the games. So they rent them out to what are called scholars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a profit share.
Okay.
And I've noticed these player guilds getting extremely big and extremely popular, like a YGG, which I think is probably the top guild out there. Their valuation is probably in the billions at this point.
Okay.
And there's other guilds that just popped up, like say 2 or 3 weeks ago, like Wind Moon Guild, which now has 6,000 members.
Wow.
So you can see that's where the activity is.
Mm-hmm.
And we noticed last May and last November, December, and me and you called it in January that if the bear market hits, you're going to see the price of NFTs go up dramatically because money doesn't leave crypto. It just transfers from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. And you're already seeing that. Bitcoin's going down, NFTs are going up. So crypto gaming is an NFT play. Mm-hmm. It's like the safest NFT play because you're buying assets that generate daily passive income, which during times of bear market, that's what everyone's looking for is daily passive income because they can't get the appreciating asset income, like from Bitcoin going from 40 to 50. That's
right.
That's not there. So they transfer over and look for things that can generate passive income.
Sure.
So I imagine that's going to be the trend for the next 6 months. And I imagine crypto gaming is going to explode while everybody is sleeping.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but we've talked in previous episodes about sort of emotional intelligence and not letting a dip depress you, essentially, because all it does is create another ripple effect of something you could be doing with your money, so, or with your crypto, more accurately. No, this is good. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Guys reach out to me and they're like, they're only exposed to crypto at this point, and they just got in, say, the last year or so.
Right.
And they're super down, like, oh, this sucks. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, where else are you going to put your money right now?
Right.
Are you going to keep it in dollars? Because that's melting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're losing buying power by the day. Go to the grocery store one time, you'll realize it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can put in the stock market.
Right.
That's getting beat up on way worse than crypto. The only argument you can make would be housing.
Right.
But housing is super scary for me right now because I've been in the market for a long time for housing. Mm-hmm. So it feels like it's such a bubble right now. Like,
yes,
houses in San Diego, you can't get anything less than like $1 million right now. Like but those houses were $300,000 or condos actually, $300,000 a few years ago. So it's hard to, from an investment standpoint, to jump in on that.
Right.
So for me, here's my thesis. Anything you get involved in right now, be in it for the long term.
Yep.
And crypto is the long-term play.
Yep.
There's going to be fluctuations for the next 6 months to a year for sure.
Right.
The one thing I know for an absolute fact is that the next time the Bitcoin halving rolls around, it's going to be the most dramatic effect on crypto ever. We've had halvings before that happen every 4 years.
Right.
And every time they pump up Bitcoin, it gets higher and higher and higher because what happens is the supply of Bitcoin gets cut in half. Mm-hmm. But this next one's different because in the 4 years between the last halving, there's been so much corporate, nation, and just people adoption in general. So when you cut that in half this time, if there wasn't already a supply shock, there will be a massive supply shock.
Yeah. So
my viewpoint is just buy now, hold, you got about another 2 years. Mm-hmm. And there's one other point I'd like to make too.
Sure.
Crypto is considered a tech play, so it kind of follows the tech sector in the S&P 500. Mm-hmm. And right now, earning reports are coming out for most of the major tech companies. They're coming out higher than expected, which is extremely bullish considering with the war effort and everything else going on with the economy. Imagine other sectors won't do so well.
Right.
Like spending, like consumer spending is probably going to be down.
Yep.
Which will affect like grocery markets, shopping, anything you buy on luxury.
Sure.
Right. Whereas tech doesn't seem to slow down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, by its own sort of definition, it's always going to be moving forward somehow. Yeah.
Right.
No. And one point I would also like to make is in terms of people that are sort of just now adopting and coming in to this space is don't always necessarily think of it as buy low, sell high stock market. There's so many avenues you can take in crypto that it doesn't have to just be buying Bitcoin and sitting on Bitcoin. There's ways to play with this that are a lot of fun and very educational. And you'll find though, I mean, you do it, this is your everyday thing. Like you found many different spokes to that wheel that have helped build your wealth, and people can do the same thing. So
I'll make one more obvious point.
Sure.
This is so ironic. I'm surprised more people don't notice this.
Mm-hmm.
So a year ago, or a little over a year ago, when Bitcoin hit $40,000,
yep.
People couldn't wait to buy it. People were, just jumping out of windows, selling whatever they could to buy Bitcoin,
mm-hmm.
right? And now it's at $40,000 and people are depressed.
Right.
So it's only been a year difference. I don't understand the mentality. Like if you've looked at Bitcoin's history whatsoever, you've known that it's outgrown every asset on earth.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be slowing down. User adoption, the Moore's curve, all these things point to nothing but more growth ahead. But yet, for some reason, 40,000 is depressing now, whereas a year ago was the most amazing thing ever. Like, I don't understand.
There might be, I think it's all perspective, right? Because I was just reading an article about what makes a wealthy person, what are some of the habits of wealthy people versus just run-of-the-mill everyday people. And one of the top 2 or 3 things was delaying gratification and being okay with that. We wanted tomorrow. We want to buy Bitcoin today for 40. We want to make 60 tomorrow, and if it doesn't, we get depressed. But you have to build that patience and that the emotional intelligence to be able to take those swings and wait it out, because it's gonna. It's like you're right though. I mean, what was it 4 years ago? It was at $8,000 or something.
It was at $3,000.
$3,000, yeah,
just a couple of years ago,
right?
So, but that's a great point, John. You really nailed it. There is a difference between investors, retail investors, and professional investors.
Right.
People buy a house, they don't freak out when that thing goes down 30% because they're still living in it, right?
That's right.
But long term, they know that's going to go up most likely.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Smart investors do not have short-term goals. They have long-term goals. Right. And I can't wait to see where Bitcoin is 5 years from now.
Oh,
it's going to be so much higher than it is now.
Yeah.
And people who don't do their homework on the history and maybe they just don't get exactly what it is.
Right.
But their lives every day, whether they know it or not, is moving more so towards the path of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most decentralized internet foundation layer of money possible.
Right.
And their lives every day is becoming more intertwined with the internet, whether they know it or not. So these two things are going to collide.
Yep. And
when they do, it's irreversible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Well, this is awesome stuff, man. Yeah. And it's always good for people that we can reiterate to them that don't freak out. These things happen. It's nothing to jump off a ridge about. And as a matter of fact, it's a good time to look for different pockets of opportunity, which are always there. So thanks so much for sitting down with me, man. I appreciate it.
John, thanks for having me. As always, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're better, bro.
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. We'll do another one very soon.
You got it.